Hi, I am going to show you today how to create assignments in Teams. I find the assignments feature to be really helpful, particularly if I am going to get students to create a document with Office, such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, because I can add comments directly into that document and students are able to see those comments live as I am editing them. So if I click on assignments once I'm in my team, and then I simply go down to the bottom here and click on create. And I've got the option to create from existing. So if you've already got some assignments from a previous year, once you've got this set up, you can just roll them through and you can share them with your colleagues by adding them into your team and letting them have ownership of your team as well if you need to. You can also use a Microsoft form to have a quiz. But I'm just going to create a blank assignment from scratch so that we can go through all of those features. Every assignment needs to have a title. So let's just call this test assignment 1. And that can be all you can add, but that wouldn't be very helpful for students. If you save at any point, it will put it into your drafts folder, and then you can come back and add it later. I'm going to add some instructions right now, and you've got the ability to, bold, italic, underline, highlight, so bullet points, etc., and add links. But I'm just going to type in, please complete the attached Word document. Oh, my typing is terrible today. Complete. Right click and fix that. Okay, now I'm going to attach a Word document for my students to complete. I click on attach here. I can find a document in OneDrive, but there are also options. You can add a page from a OneNote class notebook, and then when you assign it, it will distribute this automatically. You can also add links. You can find files within Teams. There's reading progress, which is a whole other video all on itself, or you can upload from your device. I'm going to find a document in my OneDrive. If you would like to know more about OneDrive, that's another video that's coming soon. I'm going to scroll down here and try and find my a document that I can use. This one will be good. Business research. Excellent. I click attach. Now, if I want students just to be able to read that document, it's just some instructions or things like that, then I can leave this. However, if I want them to be able to actually edit that, then I need to come over here to the 3 dots, click on them and click Students Edit Their Own Copy. Now, the benefit of this is that they don't need to worry about saving it anywhere. It will automatically save within the assignment and you can see their progress live, which is great if you're working with students remotely, because you can actually flick through the students in your class and see them working on the assignment in real time. Help keep them on track, fix any issues that are potentially happening. It's also just really handy for students that might be a bit forgetful, although we still should be teaching them how to save files and find them again and things like that. So I'm just going to say that my students are going to do their planning here, but I may like to attach another document or get them to attach. So I often have the planning in here, which is really scaffolded, but then the actual task of creating a presentation or an infographic or something, they then may need to attach their own version, which they can do that too. So I might want to just put in a number of points and I'm going to mark it manually, but if I am clever and I set up a rubric, I can make marking even easier for myself. So I'm going to look at some rubrics that I've created before. You can create your own rubric by clicking on add. I'm just going to grab one that I've done before. So I might just grab perhaps this one and click next. Now you can set the percentage of each section and you can add in additional columns if you want it to be more. There are some limitations with this rubric in that they have to be like a perfect grid, but it is pretty helpful. So I'm going to attach this rubric, and then I'm going to determine who I want to assign this to. So by default, this will only add it to the students that are in your class now. So you may want to set it that if your class list has a potential to be a little bit unstable at the beginning of the year, for instance, then you may want to add this so that any students that change in during that first week or two, that they will still get the assignment. The other option is I've got the ability to assign to all students in the class, or I can assign to individual students. So you could go back and assign that individual student just one thing. This is also great if you're operating with differentiation, and perhaps you've got some students that will be having a slightly different assignment for any reason. The other option is you've got groups of students. So you can put students into groups and they can have to work collaboratively on the document. So this can be really helpful, particularly if you're doing remote learning and you still want your students to work collaboratively, to put them into groups and they will all work on the same document at the same time, and they can see those updates happening live, which is really, really handy and cool. So I'm just going to leave mine with all students at this point. And then I'm going to look at the due date. So let's say this is going to be due next week. I can also set what time I want it to be due. And then this is saying assignment will post immediately with late turn-ins allowed. I can change that so that it will post at a time that I specify. So I know that I want the students to start on this work during this period, and they're only going to have that period or that and the next period to finish it. And so that will only go live at the date and time that I choose there. The other option is I can set up the close date. So whereas it has a due date by default, and it will tell you that the student has handed work in late, it will allow them to still submit work. Whereas by having the close date here, you will not submit, they can't submit work late. So it will show that they are not able to submit that work. And because they should have been working on it progressively, potentially, you will get that point in time, but they can't update it beyond that point. So this one, I'm going to leave that off. I just want to know that it was late. You have the option to add it to their calendar, which can be a great thing to start helping them to get organised with an electronic calendar like Outlook. You can add that to yours as well so that you can see when your marking is going to start. And also you've got the ability to, by default, put it into the general channel so it will alert everyone, but you can change that so that you've got the ability to post that into other channels that you might have. If you're wanting to know more about channels in your in Teams, then that I've got some other videos that go into setting up a class team and how that works. So if I'm happy with all of that, I simply click assign. And it takes a little bit of time while it has a think about where it's going to assign and when it's ready to go. And then it gives me a notification. It's actually been posted there in my general channel, so students will get a notification that there is a new assignment. I simply click on view assignment, or I can go back to my assignments there. And as a teacher, I'm now going to see the students that it's been assigned to. I can also go up here to the 3 dots. I can then click edit assignment if I need to make some changes, or I can also view it as what the students will see. It's not quite what the students see, however, because I don't have a hand in button just there. Now, I'm going to now click on Anna's work here. And we are going to have a look and see how she's done now. Oh dear, she hasn't entered anything. This is terrible. No, of course she hasn't. I've only just assigned it. I'm going to click into my rubric, and her planning is not attempted. And then I'm going to have a look at the other things that she's added here. I can simply click through, and as you can see, it's calculating the score based on what I am clicking here in the rubric. So you can give feedback on each individual part of the rubric. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And then when I'm done, I just click done. I can give feedback as a whole. So I can say, well done on your site build. Please complete the planning in future. Let's just say though that she has done some of this planning, and I'm like, oh, your target audience, you've missed the point of your target audience a little bit. So I'm going to put my mouse where I want to make a comment, and then come up here to comments and click new, because this is a new comment. And I'm going to say your target audience is too broad and needs to be reconsidered. And then I click the little paper plane. And now when she goes in to have a look at this, she will be able to see those comments in the document and see what they relate to. So if I'm fairly happy with that, I can just click return and it goes back to her and it will show that her mark. I, however, feel like she could have another go at this target audience. So I'm actually going to click return for revision. So click on close. Now you can see it's been returned, but it's returned for revision. Now I can click on this, and if you want to, you can have a look here. It says take action in student view. So if I click on that, I can actually see this as if it really is the student view, because I've now got the turn in button. So it's important when students are doing their work that they finish it, close the document, and then click on turn in, and that way you can see that they've done it on time. If they have forgotten to attach something and perhaps you've got access to it, they've emailed it to you and said, I forgot my attachment, you can click on attach and attach it for them. That is a new feature that wasn't there the last time I checked, so I was really excited to see that today. Okay, if you've got any further questions about assignments, then let me know. Or if there's further things that you would really like to know about and you think would help with your online teaching, please make a comment and I will add the video request to my list. Good luck.